Hi guys, I'm back at it again, making another YouTube video. I went and looked at a house that I am interested in because I have lived where I live now for several plus years, and I'm feeling it. Like, I am feeling that readiness to start a new journey. Times when we are taken out of our element and put into a new place, it helps us to think differently and it just helps our brain creatively to see things in a different way. I thought that I found the house a few months ago, and I was so in love with it. I got really attached to this house, and I always pray that if I'm not meant to live there or like to have this thing, that the door will just be shut. I don't want to force things. I just want things to flow. Someone ended up buying the house. I got a little discouraged after thinking that this was the one, and I stopped looking for a while, and now I found something that I think is super beautiful. So we will see what happens with this. Hopefully on the next video, I'm like about to move in. But yeah, that's the little update on what I did today. I don't know. That's the 411. The 411. I go through these phases in life where it's really hard for me to be motivated. Like, a lot of the times there's so many things that I want to do that I don't know how to just choose something and work on that. And so I'm trying to do all of these different things at one time, and it makes it very difficult for me to be consistent with everything when I'm trying to do so many things at once. I think, of course, mental health has a factor in how successful I feel or how productive I feel at times. If I'm feeling like my mental health isn't amazing, then I'm probably not going to have the most amazing, productive week or day, and that's okay. But it also is hard sometimes to be motivated by yourself. I don't love to be out around a ton of people all of the time. I get pretty drained from those kinds of social interactions. If I self-isolate for too long, it can bring that motivation down because I'm not around people who are constantly doing and working towards things. I need to be around people who are motivated, people who are working on their goals and dreams. It does not have to be the same goals that I have, the same dreams that I have. It just needs to be a certain kind of mentality. If they are staying stuck or stagnant in life, then I can't keep that person too close to me, because the most cliche saying that we all know is that you are who you surround yourself with. Really important to surround yourself with more ambitious people than you, more successful people than you, with people that you want to learn from and grow from, with people who are gonna inspire you, like help elevate you by just their energy alone. Ambition is contagious. Energy is so contagious, right? So if you're around people who don't have much going on for them in life, who don't want to work towards their dreams, or they don't even have dreams, or they're just stuck in a victim mentality, they don't want to do anything with their life, like, you're going to resort to that low vibration. And so being around people who push themselves, it naturally raises your standards. You'll start matching their energy, forming better habits for yourself, waking up early, being more consistent. That motivation, that watching, how they live their life, you're going to want to match that, and you'll see how positively it's impacted their lives. The other thing is that their normal might look way, way, way out of reach for you. But over time, I think that their normal will start becoming your baseline. That will eventually become your new normal. You see that this is how they operate at. They're always at this level of operation, and you want to be there too. You can see the steps that they've taken to get there. And if they can do it, then you can do it too. And even if you don't have a mentor, just by watching how someone lives their life, you can learn so much. Are you addicted to the dopamine hit of daydreaming about something and wanting it? Or are you going to actually put in the steps and take the action to get the thing that you want? I think a lot of times I felt like, why do I have all these big goals and dreams and ambitions, but I feel so lazy, like I can't get anything done? I feel stuck, like I can't do anything. So why do I have all of these dreams if I can't do anything? Okay, it's because sometimes we're consuming way too much when we should be creating. Anxiety comes from not creating. We're meant to create. We're all meant to create in different ways. And when we're not creating, we're typically consuming. And we've all consumed, we overconsume. We have overconsumption. There was a few months ago, I drove to Big Bear by myself. The entire 4-hour drive, I drove in complete silence because I felt like I had consumed so much noise and I needed the quiet to cleanse my brain, to process. Because when we're consuming too much, we can't process everything that's coming in so quickly. It's an overload. Our minds become so cluttered. That's why meditation is also so good, to just be with ourselves, to let our minds wander. That's why they call it the monkey minds, because our thoughts will just go from one thought to another. And when we meditate, we let it come and we don't judge it. We sit with it for a second and we release it. And you're not trying to change anything. You're not trying to think of nothing. We know that thoughts are going to come in and we just notice it and let it flow out. And then another thought's going to come in. We just notice it, let it flow out. If you struggle with feeling the need to be perfect all the time and everything that you do be perfect, it's going to make things so overwhelming and so stressful to even get started. Like if you have your goals are up here, but like you haven't even started yet, how are you gonna get there? You're gonna feel so stuck to even start. Like it's gonna be so hard. That's why we put things off so much. Instead of just losing the perfectionism, and it's okay if things aren't perfect. Don't worry about things being flawless, because a lot of the times when it's too flawless, it feels inauthentic anyway. Authenticity is the highest frequency that you can be at, and under that is love. But being authentic is not perfect. We're all differently flawed and interesting human beings. That's one of the biggest blocks for a lot of people. And waiting until you're perfect to start or to be there, it's not gonna happen. You're gonna wish you started before. Discipline is built by doing something imperfectly over and over, being consistent, and over time you will get better. If you're saying, I'm trying to be disciplined, I'm trying to dream bigger, I'm trying to do this goal this amount of times a week, you're not gonna show up as that person that you wanna be, because trying is not the same as I am Start showing up as the version that you want to be in the future. Over time, with consistency, you will start being that person. But if you just say, I am trying to do this, I want to do this, and I'm guilty of this too. And I know that it's just not going to happen if you say, I'm trying to do this, I want to do this. No, I am a person who shows up in these ways for myself. And even if I get there and I do something very small, at least I showed up, and that's a win because I showed up. And it doesn't have to be a big win every single time, but it's the consistency that matters. And you start proving to yourself over time that I can rely on my own self because I know that I will be consistent in showing up for myself in these areas. And you're going to start trusting yourself more and more over time because you know that you can say something and you know that you will follow through with yourself. It's so important to set small goals. Don't go too overboard with things. Little goals that are going to end in big results over time. That way you don't feel so overwhelmed all at once and you can work on one little thing at a time. But over time, those little things are going to build up and you're going to look back and see all of the progress that you have made for yourself. When you master one healthy habit, that will be a ripple effect into other little healthy habits that you can start building. So if there's one little thing that you can do every single day at the start of the day, like drinking a full glass of water as soon as you wake up or making your bed, whatever it is, start small and start doing that one habit every single day. And when that becomes not even a thought that you have to do, it just is something that's a part of your routine, you can start adding in more. It'll just make it easier for you to be more disciplined. And over time, you're going to find that it's easier to be a disciplined person when you have healthy habits that are aligned, setting up your morning, setting up your day for success. A lot of people dream, a lot of people have big dreams, but not a lot of people go out and actually get it. Removing these when I feel like it and replacing it with a set schedule, a set time. Every morning at this time, I will step into the gym and work out. Every Sunday, I'm going to do a digital detox. Every night, I don't sleep with the phone in my bed near my head. I put it across the room so that I can get better sleep, so the Wi-Fi is not affecting me or whatever. This removes the decision fatigue on when you're actually going to accomplish and do something. This creates a reliability that you are going to always show up at that time, regardless of how you feel. If you are too tired, it doesn't matter. You still are going to show up. People who win long term are not the most talented. They are not the most lucky. They are the ones who are always showing up for themselves. They are the most reliable. They trust themselves because they have these systems. I know people who every single day at a certain time, they will post, and I have never seen them miss a post at that one time. They're successful because they have a schedule, a system laid out of all the things that they do every single day throughout the week. Without a fail, they show up. And so the consistency over time creates the success. This will also help you to keep your emotions out of it. So if you're always stuck in the when I feel like it mentality, this will remove that, and in replace, you add the system. So it's no longer when I feel like it, but it's regardless of how I feel, I will show up at this time. And that takes the pressure off, honestly. You stop thinking about how you feel and you start thinking about the just getting there and the outcome of how all of the small steps are going to positively impact you in the future. You can't always control the results exactly how you want, but you can control how you show up. Another thing I learned is that you can take one habit that you already have and say, after this one thing, and then you incorporate the new habit. I do this. Every day after I walk my dog, sit and write in my journal. Or every day after I make some tea, I post on my story. This will rewire your brain to associate discipline with flow and not stress and pressure. Every night, write out at least 3 priorities for the next day. There's been so many times where I wake up and I'm like, oh, like I wonder what today is gonna bring. Oh, I feel like I wanna do this and I'm gonna get this done. And then it's the end of the day and I didn't do anything that I actually wanted to do. I did other things that I didn't necessarily need to do. And I'm like, well, I guess tomorrow I'll do it then. And then I don't do it tomorrow either. If every night you sit before bed and you just write out your top 3 priorities, do a little outline for the next day, you're going to be so much more likely to actually get those things done, because you're going to wake up and you're going to immediately know, these are my top 3, and then these are the rest of the things that I need to get done. And from the beginning of your day, you're going to be focused on those. So you're going to start your day with a strategy, a plan, and not feeling confused. And that's half the battle. We don't rise to the level of our goals, we fall to the level of our systems. And so that's why it's so important to have these really good, strong systems in place. You don't need to be so hard on yourself for feeling like you have a lack of discipline. You just need to have better systems in place, better structure for how you are spending each day that you have. Remember that motivation gets you started and systems keep you going. And if your environment does not support your goals, then your environment is probably working against your goals. I hope that this was helpful. Be consistent, have structure, have systems, create healthy habits over time. Start small and build slowly from there, bigger and bigger and bigger, and you will get there. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next one.